Dear student, today we will discuss continuity and theorems related to continuity. Since we know that a function means a real valued function is said to be continuous at x equal to a if left side left hand limit of the function at x equal to a is equal to right hand limit of the function at x equal to a and value of the function at x equal to a. All three are same. Then we can say function is said to be continuous at x equal to a. Now, how can we say that a function is said to be continuous in open interval AB? Open interval AB means set of all those elements, numbers lying between A and B. So, how can we say that function is continuous in open interval AB? A function fx is said to be continuous in open interval AB if it is at continuous at every point of the interval. Means at every point between A and B. Now, next concept, what is the meaning of continuity in closed interval AB? This closed interval is nothing more than union of three sets. Open interval AB, set containing A and set containing B. So a function fx is said to be continuous in closed interval AB if it is, first thing, it should be continuous in open interval AB, means a function is said to be continuous at every point of this interval. Second, A is a left end point of the closed interval AB. So function should be left continuous at x equal to A. It means left hand limit of the function at x equal to A is equal to value of the function at x equal to A. Third and last concept, property, right continuous at x equal to B. Since B is the right end of the closed interval AB. So, right continuous at x equal to B means right hand limit of the function at x equal to B and value of the function at x equal to B. If all three conditions are satisfied, then we can say function is continuous in closed interval AB. Now we consider another theorem. If limit of the function exists, then it will be unique. We will use the concept of limit here. And proof of this theorem is based on introduction, theorem of theory of contradiction. Since a limit of function exists, it is given. So let its limit be L. To show that limit is unique, it means let us consider that the function has two limits, L and L dash, and L is not equal to L dash. So their absolute difference will be positive. This statement, this inequality named as 1. Since the limit of the function is equal to L, so for every epsilon there exists a delta 1 depends upon f1 will be greater than 0. such that f of x minus L, their absolute difference less than epsilon, whenever absolute difference of x and a will be greater than 0 and less than delta 1. This inequality is stands for second. Also, limit of the function is L dash. So using the same condition, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta 2 depends upon epsilon greater than 0, such that absolute difference of fx and L will be less than epsilon whenever absolute difference of x and a will be greater than 0 and less than delta. This statement or inequality stands for 3. Now to join second and 3. So let delta naught be minimum from delta 1 and delta 2. So second and third concept will be combined. So absolute difference of f of x and L and absolute difference of f of x minus L dash will be less than epsilon whenever x minus a का absolute difference will be less than delta naught. This inequality stands for fourth. Now we calculate the absolute difference of L and L dash equal to L minus fx plus f of x minus L dash. It means we add and subtract f of x. Using triangular inequality, absolute difference of L minus f of x plus absolute difference of f of x minus L dash. This equal to f of x minus L. Absolute difference plus absolute difference of f of x and L dash. Less than or equal to epsilon plus epsilon. Twice epsilon equal to. Epsilon is choice of us. So if we consider, this can be taken half of absolute difference of L and dash because of no loss of generality. So twice epsilon can be written absolute difference of L and L dash. So absolute difference of L and L dash is less than or equal to absolute difference of L and L dash, which is a contradiction. Hence our supposition which was taken initially was wrong. Hence limit of the function exists, then this will be unique.